party I went to, Diddy party. We went to the little private area.
I got it all.
Behind the, cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a house, his backyard with a fat bed, and then it had like a miniature little whatever.
Chrisean Rock recently made headlines on Instagram after scolding Yung Miami for selling her to Diddy so he could use her in his freak-offs. People didn't take it well at all and dragged Miami through the dirt because the revelation came shortly after she was exposed by a victim in the ongoing trial who was hiding as Jane Doe. According to the victim, Miami was Diddy's most lucrative sidekick and his top freak-off queen, while she was only receiving roughly $10,000. Jane Doe claimed that Miami was receiving over $250,000, which was then raised to $500,000. Miami's monthly compensation was allegedly increased to $500,000 by Diddy, who also reportedly freaked out with him over her providing him with prostitutes, including Chrisean Yung, and helping him hide his wrongdoings. Miami got involved in this. One of the victims of Diddy's essay, Lil Rod, sued him some time ago. He only discussed what Miami had done to him in the initial declaration, but he then changed it to mention that, according to court records, she had received up to $250,000 in exchange for a variety of crimes, including smuggling cocaine across state borders for Diddy. It is said that when Diddy took Lil Rod to a Thanksgiving dinner in Miami, he put drugs in his drink. Too inebriated to defend himself, he instructed Yung Miami to have her cousin sign him while he enjoyed himself and watched. While he was there, Miami's cousin entered the toilet and started abusing him verbally and physically without his consent, Jones claimed in the complaint. Lil Rod later included a lot more incriminating data about Yung Miami. As I previously stated, he provided several pictures from that night that showed Miami and her cousin having a great time. And he said that Miami was among those who were paid by Diddy each month to work as his former employees. According to him, she also gave Diddy medicines whenever he needed them, including his infamous many times during his trial. Pink has been brought up. In fact, federal investigators removed it from his hotel room the day he was arrested. He was apparently planning another freakout for that day, even though the police claimed it was beyond of their purview. He brought up the fact that Diddy used to get this pink on Miami's private jet, returning to Lil Rod. Brendan Paul would be in charge of making sure that workers were paid in cash. According to the lawsuit, while accountant Robin Greenhill would see to it that former workers like Frankie Santelmo and KK receive cash payments or money transfers. Robin Greenhill's wire transfer to Jade and Daphne Joy to adolescent Miami residents who were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs's former employees detailed the defendant's continuous criminal activity. There was discussion over this, as following its release. There were reports that Diddy was giving Miami as much as $500,000 every month. They were obviously correct, and because she was at her breaking point, they even ended their relationship at one point. Remember when Miami brazenly warned Diddy's sidekick that Gina would be on her knees, sipping her pee if she simply called? Diddy, I am in charge of you young ladies since I am the mother of this household. Otherwise, why would she have displayed such bravery for a never serious conflict?
Miami put out a tweet a while back and basically was into it with, I guess, one of Diddy's other women. And she basically said, if I wanted you to eat my cat, Diddy would have had you on your knees by now. Do you think that that was really like her telling on herself before she knew things were gonna hit the fan?
No, I think that was her being herself because she's a dumb.
Damn.
I think she was just telling the truth because it's almost as rough as Nicki Minaj with females out here. I hear she lace front all the time. Snatching up and throwing them in her nasty twat. Like when I think of the title of her show, I'm like, is that what your victims be saying? Carisha, please?
Oh, man. Damn. Okay.
Please, Carisha, stop, Carisha, please. She likes that. That turns her on. wild bitch. And her in the sexy red and the Sukianas and all this the saucy Santanas. The whole lot of them. Got say this. I know a Punisher when I see one. I was a Punisher one time in my life. You know, it takes one to know one. And I used to be hard on but these, they doing I wouldn't do.
Nevertheless, after learning about it online, Carissa made the decision to take part 2. Yung Miami persuaded Chrisean to go to Diddy's free gigs, she disclosed. She claimed that for a period in Miami's history, she dated Sean regularly, but she wasn't totally sure why until Diddy became involved in it that moment. She began to piece things together and realized that they were recruiting Cone by convincing Miami to join Diddy's freak-off chicks. Rock was actively courted to join Diddy and a girl named Chrisean. As you may recall,
trying to recruit Chrisean. That's what Diddy and what the girl Chrisean was trying to recruit Rock. Remember that when they was heavily trying to get Rock to hang out with them? I think they was trying to recruit her. She got a lot going on. We're gonna talk about it on this podcast. We're gonna get to the nitty gritty of all the gritty of the nitty. Cause it's necessary. I think them was trying to recruit her. Cause remember they just had her pulling up everything. Thought she about to love her. Yeah, remember? See what I'm saying? We gonna this podcast gonna be, cause y'all know the mama know everything and everybody's business. So we gonna find out on this podcast. We ain't gonna talk no shit about nobody. We ain't gonna mock nobody, but we definitely gonna explore the possibilities that was going on. Cause they kept calling her, remember, pull up to the birthday party. Come over here and dance on Chrisean. Remember that? I feel like they was trying to recruit that baby to be in on this. That makes, see what I'm saying? That's why I gotta have a podcast, because I gotta get the on the table. Can't nobody get it on the table but my nosy, okay? Tasha K ain't, she over there making up. I know we gonna get to the bottom of on this podcast. Tell me if I'm lying. Go on over there and tell me if I'm lying. I'm telling you, they was trying to recruit that baby. They said, let's get her away from him. That's what they was doing. We gonna put a couple pounds of that on her and have her fly. They ain't gonna never suspect her.
Damn, that would make so much sense. That's why he grabbed him and he said, what did he say? He said, do you love her or she needs love? All she needs is love.
All she needs is love. Now, how about that?
they found receipts for the items Carissa had been talking about, as well as an old video of Chrisean at one of Diddy's parties, when he kept leaning over and touching her face. Everyone thought at first that Carissa was trying to utilize her power to distract people from the issue, given that Keyshawn seemed so uncomfortable and confused. She and another video released this January. Cohn explained how Diddy parted ways with the executive producer of Baddies, Lemieux Plummer. She said that Diddy had allowed her and Lemieux to enter his private room, which was right behind his own home. This home was apparently the location of some after a series of private episodes that many believed to be his freakouts. Lemieux was forbidden from having his security with him, and no phones were allowed at that property. Chrisean said that Diddy grabbed him by the neck at the moment she and Lemieux walked into the room to meet him, since he had underpaid her for her fierceness. When I initially heard this, I didn't comprehend her. It is likely that Lemieux's underpayment was a ruse to make Chrisean feel secure under his care, particularly during Diddy's efforts to convert Chrisean to his methods. According to Chrisean, following that day, she and Lemieux started to have problems. But he started giving her a lot of money.
Never forget that motherfucking day, bro. So I set a price. I said 200,000. You said 100. I said 150. I'm not going underneath that. Cause what? I'm about to bring a lot to the table. That little party I went to, Diddy party. We went to the little private area behind the cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a house, a backyard with his backyard with a fat bed, and then it had like a miniature little whatever. And then Me and Lemmy go upstairs. They tell him that he can't bring his security. He went in like a little with no security, so it's just me and Lemmy. We go up in there. Hold on. We go up in there. We go upstairs. He like, what's up, Diddy? You know, you met Chrisean. You gave her kisses on the cheek. Early on in the party or whatever. We just wanted to follow up. I'm glad that you Sean. And then he grabbed Lemmy by his neck and was like, but do you with her? Like, don't play with her. All she needs is love. Don't play with her. Don't play with her. And I didn't understand that till...
Up until now, Diddy's approach has been to convince Kay that she deserved more and that he was the one who would make it happen for her, as Cassie and his second victim showed. As previously stated, Jane Doe stated in her testimony that Diddy used the same strategy to get her while he was in prison. Yung Miami knew who she was, as you may recall, because Jane Doe had been seeing Diddy from 2022 until the federal authorities discovered him. She dated him from 2021 to 2024. According to Jane Doe, Diddy was paying her rent and had promised to give her more than $1 a month provided she complied with all of his demands, including the free coughs. So Jane admitted that she stayed with him instead of Cassie. The only thing that separates Doe's and Cassie's assertions is that she repeatedly protested that she didn't want to do any of it. But Diddy basically gaslighted her by reminding her who was in charge of paying the bills and threatening to cease if she left. Abruptly, she ended their romance after seeing pictures of him hanging out with Yung Miami and Turks. But when she declined to go out with him, he made the decision to go to Miami without her. Many gave her the side-eye because it seemed to imply that Miami was okay with the shenanigans and that she would go out with Diddy as long as the money was coming in. This is how they drew her in. If she hadn't been out here purportedly recruiting unsuspecting females like Sean, they wouldn't have given a damn. When they were supposedly recruiting people for Diddy, do you believe that Yung Miami was genuinely attempting to get on? Please feel free to share your thoughts in the box below. Watch this other nasty music video by clicking this link. Wouldn't keep a secret, thus it would have been a mistake to hire him, according to someone? Lemmy and Natalie should be their next targets, according to another suggestion. Natalie does this for Lemmy, while Yung Miami does this for Diddy. The industry is behaving oddly as a whole.